So, Dr. Stacy here. You guys know me. I'm excited you are here this evening to join us on our Gen Z and Millennial Zoom. We've had several topics Trey has talked about within the Gen Z Millennial platform and how to grow your business, why it's important, what it looks like. And tonight, we have a director, almost senior director, Sander Howard, who is 20 years old, that Trey is going to ask him a little Q&A style here, some questions on how he has built his business as another Gen Z, how he's been successful, what he's doing. Give us your background, Xander. Of course, we want to hear, you're going to college. What's that look like? What are you majoring in? What are you doing? What's your plans? What's your goals? Or what are you doing, right now? And then how have you grown your business? So Trey, I'm going to turn it over to you to kind of roll that interview out there for Xander.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, like she said, we want to know what you're doing. First, let's just see, tell us a little about yourself and a little bit about your background, where you're from, all that.
Yeah, well, so I'm 20 years old, as Dr. Stacy said. I'm from Michigan originally. Pretty soon here, I'll actually be moving to Texas, which is pretty cool. Right now, I'm a student at a Bible school in Dallas, Texas called Christ for the Nations. And I really felt like that was where the Lord was leading me in this season. So that's kind of where I'm being faithful. And I've been learning and growing a lot there. Um, that's really, I've actually gotten to share a lot about Lifewave with a lot of my fellow students there and my friends there. And it's been really interesting just seeing like the growth and the development there as well, just because learning new ways to share and seeing what works and seeing what doesn't. And it's really been kind of interesting going in a different environment, like where you're just with other students as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and tell us a little about how you found Lifewave.
Yeah, so that's a pretty fun story. Well, kind of fun. So my mom actually, I think it was 2022, 2023. She just reminded me. At the beginning of 2023, she actually got in a really bad car crash and she got T-boned by this huge truck. And so she was put in a situation where she was basically bedridden um, for over like 2 months, a few months, and she couldn't function really on any. She couldn't do anything mentally. She had to stay in bed. She had to rest and to recover the whole time, and she had to go to therapy because of that. And we had a really good friend of ours, Dennis is his name. He knew my parents from before during their childhoods and stuff, and he knew my dad from college. And he came and introduced the patches to my parents. And at first, they were really skeptical about it, and they're like, "Well, we don't know. We spent money on, a lot of different supplement plans and all these different kind of things." And he was like, "Hey, if there's anything you guys have to try, it's got to be this." And so my parents actually listened. And they my dad got some for my mom, and she started using them. And I think it was about maybe a month and a half. She just saw like rapid recovery. Just in her brain, she was able to function a lot better. She was able to get out of bed, and she actually couldn't get out of bed without seeing light. Like if she saw light, she would have to go back. She couldn't do anything. And so that was just a really debilitating state that she was in. And it really kind of put a dent in like, the family income and the whole situation. So after a month of this, she sees a lot of recovery. And then, and then it's about the 2 months. And I wasn't with them at the time. I was actually in Texas. I was just working part-time as a barista and serving and a few other things. And by 2 months, she's able to function, and she starts doing better than she was doing before the car crash. And she actually said that like her energy levels were off the roof. she looked healthier. She looked younger. She looked more vibrant. She definitely had a brighter like a brighter aura around her. And so, how I got introduced to it was after that kind of happened, my dad came and called me, and he was kind of giving me the story about how Lifewave kind of started. That that David Schmidt worked with the Navy SEALs. He told me the story about Michael Phelps wearing the patch in one of the record years that he won, and so I just really got interested. And of course, they're my parents, so I have no reason not to trust them. And so I order a just I go on a silver plan for 2 months, and I start wearing the X39 and Eon. And I think by a week, I started noticing some amazing results myself. Actually, I used to deal with inflammation and like just a lot of phlegm at first, and so I saw that go away. And by a month, there was a lot of brain fog that just kind of cleared up from COVID because I got sick multiple times. I had a really bad season of strep throat, really bad season of COVID, and it kind of affected a lot of my brain. And by 2 months, I actually I started resting. Like I started hitting a lot of deep sleep, like REM sleep. And I started dreaming like crazy, and I was like, "What the heck is this?" And so that's kind of when I knew, like when I had my own personal testimony as well. It's like, yeah, this is real. And then I started learning more and more as my parents shared it with me, and as I asked Dennis about it.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, that's a really great story. Good testimonial as well. And I guess that people want to know, how do you build this business? How have you built this business? And do you use any social media? Do you do it like a normal, traditional, go out and meet people? What do you do?
Well, so my mom's I've been really convicted lately to use social media because I haven't used that at all, which I wouldn't recommend because I think it actually limits stuff. But she's laughing in the corner. But I really like just personal connection. I like genuine conversations. I like just meeting new people and making friends. And I think that passion really helps with sharing LifeWave. Because I don't go out like just kind of selling it, but when I meet someone, when I'm around them, when I spend time with them, talking with them, I just kind of listen. And like if there is an open door or an opportunity, then I'll share. Uh, and that's really been a huge kind of like tactic of mine, is like, I'll make relationships first, and then if there's an opportunity or it presents itself, then I'll share. And that's really, I mean, with Tom and Sue, they were, and Sally, they were really amazing people. And it actually started with that. We were just having a conversation, and the opportunity just presented itself. And so really, I think one of the most important things is, well, the relationship aspect. So to answer your question, probably old school. I think that's what you would call it, just face to face. But like at school, I've shared with a group of students, and something that I like to do is that Dennis is actually in the area in Dallas, and so something I will do is I'll leverage the fact that he's there, like physically. I'll say, hey, I shared with a bunch of students. I said, hey, there's this really amazing thing. It's these photolight therapy patches, and here's what they do. Here's my testimony. Um, and the man who actually shared with my parents, he's in town. And if you guys would like to learn more, or if you would be interested in using them for yourself or getting healthy, or uh, even like with the business aspect, I'd love to get coffee with y'all, and like we can all get up and listen to him. And that's actually like 95% of the students I've shared that with have joined. And so that's been really interesting learning, because I was very shy, timid, didn't know how to share at all, and it's just kind of been like developing over time. So I would say that's probably one way I've done it.
Yeah, nice. And would you say that when you go to share and build relationships with these people, would you say you're focusing on sharing the product first, or do you actually get into the business with some of these people when you kind of see what they're about?
I kind of learn, people are motivated by different things. And I think that's kind of important to know because, like, I could share like the health aspects of Lifewave with someone, and they couldn't give like zero, like 1% a care about their health. Like, and so it's not really going to interest them, but they might be really interested in the business aspect. And so which actually is not usually the case. Usually the case is they really care about their health and want to get better and fit. That's actually the majority. And so like I do kind of get a gauge of like what they would want or like what they would be interested in. A lot of students I've talked to, they usually have something going on in themselves, in their bodies, or something in one of their family members. And so there's kind of an interest there already. And really, I just ask them questions. I just say, like, are you doing all right? How's your health? I listen to them because, like, the only reason I know to ask them about their health is because I noticed, they were coughing or they said, like, ow, my arm, or, like something was happening. Um, and, like, I would say, like, don't miss out on like those daily encounters you can have with people, and just kind of getting to know them, and because the opportunity will present itself. If they really are about this, I think that there's actually the only thing that's going to stop you is you. And so a huge thing is consistency too, because like there was a few times when I met with them, and I mentioned it and they weren't really interested at first, but then I continued to share, and because I knew that this would help them a lot. And then they were like, finally, well, I'd like to see it. And so um, yeah, that's really really something I like to do, is just like get to learn about them. I like the
Yeah.
people aspect a lot.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's a great way to come at it for sure. And then so obviously you talk about a lot about the products. What are your favorite products you like to use or recommend to people if they're trying to get into it? But first talk about what you like to use.
For me, I started with I think it's the two patch wonders, X39 Neon. That's what I started with. That's what has helped me the most. There was quite a few months when I was on glutathione as well, just to detox, because that's very needed. I think, for a lot of the younger people that I've talked to, people around my age, that's probably what they would start on because, uh, you know, money, finances, we have to keep that in mind. They're not able to buy 5 patches or 4. And if the X39 will over time kind of work on everything, I think that's probably one of the most important things to get them on. I think that's kind of what David Schmidt said as well. That's probably one of the most important patches, just because it works. There's a word. It kind of increases over time.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Compound.
Compounding. Yeah,
Yes,
you
thank
know,
you.
for sure. And then what advice would you give to someone who is our age, like Gen Z or such? Um, Someone who's looking to enroll and become a brand partner in Lifewave and use the products and build the business. What kind of advice would you give to someone that is our age?
Yeah, don't get intimidated by kind of the grandness of it. You can do more than you think you can. Yeah, there's actually so much potential in this company, and uh, I was just talking to my mom the other day, and she's talking about how much growth there is, and really there are so many avenues that you can take this. It's really nothing can stop you. There should be nothing that could stop you. The only thing that would stop you is yourself and your own mind, like what you think. And if you think that you're not able to, or restricting yourself in that sense, it will hinder you. I've seen it myself, and actually I probably hindered myself more than anything. But as I've gone and learned, and just asked for help, and learned from the people, my upline as well, like my mom and Dennis Pence. It's really encouraged me to continue and to keep going. And I think just really consistency, and to not there's a to not get discouraged if something doesn't happen right away, because a lot of growth happened over time.
Yeah,
Probably the
I
most growth.
agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then how do you so being a Lifeway brand partner obviously, takes a decent amount of work, not just sharing, but also, catering to the people who you've signed up. How do you kind of balance this college life with your, socializing, building Lifewave, extracurricular activities? How do you balance this whole thing out?
Yeah, that's actually something I struggled with a lot this semester. I will not lie. That yeah, I what something that helped a lot was the support I had. Really, I wouldn't have been able to do it without, well, my mom, who's in it, very active in it, and then Dennis. He's actually in Dallas right now, and so a lot of times I'll shoot him text, or I'll ask him for advice, and just and how to present certain things, or how to send something in a conversation, or like just like, hey, how do I talk to someone who's interested in this, or if how do I help with this, or do you have any answers for this? It's like he's helped me a lot progressing, and how to have a conversation with someone, and like how to continue to, and following up. Something my mom's encouraged me with a lot is just to make a set apart time for whatever, for Lifewave specifically, and just set that time for reaching out to people, connecting, following up, because a lot of it is following up. Um, Something I've been really good at is sharing it at first, but following up has not been a strength of mine. It's something I'm growing in, but really, there's a lot of power to that, because it shows that you care and that it matters to you, and also to the person you're following up with, and I think that speaks a lot. And really to set the priorities uh, in order. It's really how much you believe this is going to help you. Like how important you think LifeWave is, that's how much you're going to prioritize it. And
Yeah, I agree
yeah,
for sure.
I think that's really been something I've learned.
Yeah. And then going forward, obviously, you're going to do this as a career, or you know, looking into the future. How has LifeWave shaped kind of your look into the future on what you're going to do? Like, are you still looking at, maybe doing a job, or are you going to go full into LifeWave? What is your look on the future? Obviously, I've talked to David, and he had some pretty promising things to say about the future, and I'm excited about it. So I just want to hear your take on it.
Yeah, I like the people around me have encouraged me a lot. And so like when I started at first, I really didn't have kind of a vision or a goal, or like, just kind of a dream of like continuing on. So I was kind of just, I was still using the patches, and actually I was staying consistent with using them, but I wasn't really sharing them. And I wasn't really joining the Zooms at first, which, I actually regret, because I had time back then. And now it's a little bit harder to, handle that with college and everything. But with what I'm hearing now, and like everything I've got, like everything I've seen, is like I want to continue this 100%. And honestly, a traditional job, if I feel like that's something that I'd like to do at college, I can, but I don't want to do it just because I have to. I want to do it because I'd want to.
Yeah.
And so I'd love to just step in, like to just do Lifewave full time as a career would be amazing. And I don't think it's going to stop. It's not going to stop. He's inventing. Your mom shaking her head. Dr. David Schmidt. He's continuing to invent. The water machine, and it's not even just biotech, but humanitarian aid. Like there's so many avenues this could go into, that it's the growth is unlimited. There's
Yeah,
really,
I completely agree. That's exactly my stance on it as well. So I'm
and
really
it's really
excited
cool.
on the future. I think my mom wants to open it up to Q&A now because I see some questions in the chat. So we'll get that going. I'll let my mom do that and ask us the questions.
Awesome. Wow. Xander. Oh my gosh, buddy. I'm so excited for you. You are everyone's like, wow, these guys, they've got it together. You guys have got it going on, right? You've got some great information you've shared with everybody. Of course, it's recorded. They're all like, where's the recording? We
Oh,
have to share this with everybody we know. You have
oh my
shared
goodness.
so many valuable pieces of information with everybody tonight. So first off, I just want to say thank you for doing that. Thank you for taking the time to be here. I know for anyone, any age, coming on Zoom and being like, here, it's a little nerve wracking a little bit, right? But I'm going to tell you what, you're just like your mother, buddy. Your mom did this exact same thing this morning. She's like, I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know what to do. She talked for like 30 minutes. She knocked it out of the park, just like you are.
That's funny.
So, the apple didn't fall far from the tree. So I'm proud of you. Congratulations. All
Thank
right,
you.
first question is, and if you guys have questions, drop them in the chat, please. We're not going to be able to unmute just because of the time and people. We've got 5 minutes, but somebody wants to know, how many months did you use the patches before you actually decided to build a business?
Ooh.
You shared with 2 people.
Yeah, actually, the first month I started them, I think Cindy, I don't know if Cindy's on here, but I think she should remember. This was when everyone was new. Like, it was really funny. I saw the results right away, and I was like, I shared immediately. And I kind of wish I had that. I don't know what. It was just a pure passion just to help the people around me. So I shared with 2 guys right away, and they both signed up, and I connected them with Cindy on a phone call, and that was it. So technically then, but the thing afterwards was just because everyone was new and because I didn't like have any skills or good habits at that time, I really wasn't consistent, and eventually like they didn't continue getting patches, and that's kind of where I was. It's kind of like a stagnant area season, I would say. And it wasn't until really the beginning of this year again that I just my mindset was right. I was working on my thought life, and I was like, I really want to go after this. And that's when I asked my mom and Dennis for help. And so we started moving, and they're like, "Hey, you were able to share." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I remember that." So I
And you
did.
stayed active.
And I stayed active. Oh, yes. Okay. I stayed active that whole time. So even though I wasn't sharing, the amount of points and growth that was happening in Michigan and in everyone up like under me, it was like there was tremendous growth. Uh, like I think I had 500,000 points on my right side just from staying active. And I actually had more points on my right side than my mom had on one side. She was like, well, "How the heck did you?" I just stayed active. And so, like, if I would say that's the bare minimum, to at least say that. So you have like a foundation to start at. Like, just stay active, and it will come.
Wow. Just stay active and it will come. Absolutely, it will. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about you. You're a director. You've got 2 managers, correct? How have you helped support those people in their journey in promoting?
Something like I really appreciate a lot is that my mom has helped a lot with the personal connections in Michigan because I've been away in Texas, so I've not been able to see them face to face. But my mom, on the other hand, she gets all the honor for that because she's been the one who's been going out um, to my friends Sue and then Tom and Sally, and she's been meeting them face to face. And I think you joined a few of their meetings as well, and so really that I got
Yeah.
and Janet as well, and Carol and everyone. She helped a lot, and so I think leveraging is really important. And it's not you're not using someone, but it's actually there's a support system, and we're all part of the same team. So it's actually a really interesting setup that way because not many companies. I don't think I've seen any company actually designed like that. And,
Yeah.
just from her helping me, it's actually helped her growth, but it's also helped my growth.
Mhm.
Um,
I love that.
and my will to to continue. Yeah, it's been really interesting, but it's been fun.
Yeah, Trey and I do the same thing. He works with his people. They have text or WhatsApp or Messenger or whatever, emails. But same thing that he leverages me all the time. And there's nothing wrong with that. That he's
Yeah.
not the only one that leverages me. There are hundreds and hundreds of people that leverage me every day.
Oh my goodness.
It's part of what we do, right? You leverage other people to help you grow and build your business. I love that. That's fantastic. So it's not like you're out here all by yourself and it's me and me and me and me, right? You're an entrepreneur, and this is about building a network of people that are working together collectively for that same common good and goal. So I love that you're bringing that point up, because so many young people, I think I can't do this on my own, or so many people think I can't do this on my own. I don't know how to help a team. I don't know how to grow, and we all work together. It's a beautiful part of it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
she really deserves a lot of the praise for that. So
Well, buddy, she raised you right. So you're doing it. I mean, you know how many parents come up to me though, and they say, I wish I could get my kid to do this. I wish I could get my kid to listen. I wish my kid would patch, or I wish they would, come to the meetings or whatever. There's so many parents, and not that they didn't raise their kids right, but there's so many parents out there that really wish they had the opportunity to work with their kids. So I'm proud of you for being open to it. And like, I love what you said. Trey always says that too. My mom says to do this, so I do it. My mom says to patch, so I do it. And you're like, I trust my parents, and they said I should, so I did,
yeah.
I think that's a great message for kids too. Have that great relationship with your parents, that great communication and trust. And what better opportunity to be able to work together in business and build residual income.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, I love it. Well, thank you, Xander, for being here. Trey, do you have any final words for Xander? Anything you want to end with?
No, not much, rather than, I'd like to meet you one day for sure.
Oh, heck yeah.
Hopefully at the next thing at Punta Mita, or maybe before, I don't know, but yeah, for sure.
Oh, Orlando, buddy.
Orlando? Yeah.
February.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. I'd love
You're
to.
going to be a senior director by then, so you're going to be in the beach house.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that's actually really cool.
Trey's coming too. So there you go.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. Thank you both. Thank you for being here. For taking your time out to pour into all of our field, everyone that's going to be watching this recording and sharing this. You guys, again, knocked it out of the park. You did an excellent job. I'm proud of both of you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Everyone, have a fantastic evening and an amazing holiday season. We'll see you guys all soon.